Thank you. Definitely tough act to follow, but I think fitting for a slide here. So tip of the hat to the ladies for doing epic shit. So my name's Renee. I'm going to talk to you about Rethink Red Deer tonight. It's not specifically cooperative focused, but I'm trying to give you the pieces that are leading towards what we're trying to do as a spin-off project. So that's our logo, and this is my experience at least, and being involved with this group. We started in 2007 around pedestrian accessibility, showing that we're planning more for cars than we are for people, and what can we do about that. So in my research and learning more about community building, we came across transition towns. This is Rob, Naresh, and Sophie, and they helped us with the framework they came up with to move from oil dependency to local resilience. So responding positively to the impacts of escalating fossil fuel prices and climate change. Specifically, how do we do that? Local food systems, local homes, or in terms of renewable energy, local finance or local currency systems, and then our prototype project called the Food Garage, which we'll come up to later in the presentation. So transition towns led to food system understanding and permaculture design. So we've been hosting introduction to permaculture workshops to show people how to see the world as a system, not as independent parts. Care of earth, care of people, return of surplus are the basic principles. So then we started our own back door, and this is my home in Red Deer, what it used to look like in 2009. Pretty conventional, traditional landscaping, really crappy grass from the spruce trees. So starting with my own property, Zone 0, we had to make some sacrifices. So what I was doing was converting the property into a demonstration site and showing that we can have landscaping. So we had to take that's functional and edible beyond just aesthetics. And so we had to take down the spruce trees to make room for what we call an edible forest garden. You can see here all the trees bucked up. Quite a different look without the shade being cast on the house, so right away we're getting the winter sun warming the house up and saving on utility costs. All right, that's the before, this is the after. So we had a work bee, or what we call a perma blitz, where we brought 12 volunteers together and installed or placed a whole bunch of perennial cold hardy varieties of fruits and berry bushes, and then marked them with the post to make sure we didn't step on them as we were working around. Then that was the front yard. This is the backyard when we first moved in. This is from 2006, I believe. So just a whole bunch of grass, a parking pad, big lilac bush. I remember mowing this lawn constantly, walking over ant hills, having to crawl up my legs. There's the before picture, and there's the after taken from the roof. So what we're trying to do is mimic a forest design. So we covered all the grass with wood chips, planted more cold hardy varieties in the back. That's a traditional garden there, doing what's called spin farming, showing different ways of production. So what does success look like for us? So starting at our back door, where does it go from there? So call that the back door. We start to spiral out to include more people in our endeavors and offshoot different projects that were related back to their transition towns framework. So here's the blueprint of the Food Garage. We can do the landscaping, but also we got to look at what else we have on our property. Garages can be more than storage units. So we can partner a garage with a greenhouse and create a 4-season food growing and renewable energy producing system. Around that food garage is the forest garden. Basically, you're patterning the layers of a food forest. Food, fuel, fiber, fodder, pharmaceuticals, and fun are the 7 F's of food foresting. And then we call that stacking functions, getting as many uses as we can out of independent elements to make a system out of it. So if we're not having fun, that's a wood-fired hot tub that would go in the greenhouse. Why are we doing it, right? So we can have function, having the water as a thermal mass to store energy. So another major component of transition towns and permaculture is recognizing patterns. This is economic swings. So we can see we're coming to a point again, are we prepared? And the whole idea is we can be prepared perpetually to be able to handle these types of challenges. So in my hand here is this map, and what we did is now beyond our own properties, getting the community involved. It was our centennial this year, and we hosted a design charrette and came up with a concept plan for a community urban farm. Beyond the community perspective, we hit the municipality and more of a regional perspective, taking that transition towns framework, applying what they call an energy descent action plan. So now we get a full economic perspective between all those components, creating a community plan that people participated in, didn't come to after the fact. One of the biggest challenges we face nowadays is always looking for permission to do these things We don't need permission. We just need to appreciate and understand and respect what is and work towards changing the system for the benefit of the community. So it's not about being calm and doing epic shit. It's about getting excited and doing epic shit.